Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen, and I believe in dragons very much because I have so much experience with the dragon that I wanted to share with you. Because it's too beautiful to keep for myself. It's so many things. I literally made books out of the experiences that I had, and I know that all of us have a lot of experiences. Even though you are maybe in the beginning of your path, and now you know that you are on the dragon's path, but it's going to be a very intense ride. I'm going to tell you that if you accept the dragon in your life, then of course the dragon is going to begin with your path, and your path is not going to be something um, that you can sit there and just nothing happens. No, a lot will happen, and a lot of stories you might tell later on. The stories that you might tell, I read a lot of stories about my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path, and every single one is different, but every single one is so interesting. For example, I'm going to share with you from one that also a woman that was awakened on a later age, and she was dreaming about a dragon, about a black dragon that was keep on returning to her, keep on saying that she needed to go following the dragon, following him. And she eventually, in one of her dreams, she wanted to go up, but she was always waking up whenever she was up. But there was one time that she was going up, and she was following the dragon. The dragon was looking behind and saw that she was finally there to follow him. And eventually she did. And it was a black room, dark. And so the dragon was keep on watching her from behind, seeing if she was not waking up. And he was very pleased to see that she was finally following him, that what he actually wanted. It means that she really now was ready to go and follow the dragon's shadow. And the dragon was very happy. And so the darkest room, very dark room, that there was nothing, just her and the dragon and the chair she was sitting on. And so she was eventually following him and seeing nothing. And she was actually saying, "Where are we going?" And on that moment, the room suddenly was changed into this place with a waterfall in a cave somewhere high somewhere high. I mean, she explained to me that it was with a waterfall, and it was also around in a cave, that all the environment was suddenly changed, and that she could actually smell the smell of the ocean, that she could also feel the wind in her hair, that it was so darn real, that she was actually very surprised, and she still remembers this dream to this day. And the dragon was actually sitting there, just saying things through her head. And that is something familiar for myself, because the dragon does not need to move their mouth, and that is just the same what this woman was saying to me. The dragon never moved his mouth to her, but yet he was speaking to her, speaking about everything that happens to her, about her feelings, about what she feels. And the dragon sometimes just was quiet. It was actually a quiet dragon. But as he was speaking to her, the feelings that she had was intense, so intense. It was so much happiness that she felt. It was like something that she found back after so many years. And she was finally actually finding where she was going to. Before that, she was actually a Christian, a very devoted Christian even. But even the toughest of religious people can they if they feel and sense their dragon. I mean, I was a Christian myself. If they have an encounter with a dragon like that, so intensely, that immediately it will change and they will go on the dragon's path. The dragon's path is not a religion. It's something that overcomes us. It's something that happens to us. And so in this cave they were talking, and at the end of the story, at the end of actually the dream, she was looking to herself, her hands, and even the body that she had. She was no longer a human being. She was also a dragon, as according to her, also a black-colored dragon. Of course, the black color doesn't mean that your dragon has the exact color black. It doesn't mean that it's supposed to be black, but it's the color that they take. It's the color that they take. Most of the time, if a dragon comes to you for the first time, most of the time the color will be black. And that is also the reason why I, for 15 years long, am wearing black. I'm not changing the colors. The colors are remaining the same because I first encountered a dark-shaped dragon. And that only means, the meaning of the dark dragon, the black dragon, is time to change. Time for a new beginning. It's the tarot card of death, if the black dragon approaches you. And that doesn't mean something bad. It just means that you leave your old one behind to start anew. Actually, to leave your new one behind to start the old one, because the dragon actually wants you to return to what you were born to be. And in this case, you were born as a draconic soul. So the dragon wants this back. And that is what the black dragon stands for. Time to learn. Time to learn from the dragon. Time for a new beginning. And that is also with her. What my sister actually felt, my spiritual sister, actually felt that it was time for a new beginning. And from there on, she had a lot of encounters and a lot of stories to tell about her draconic path. So a lot of stories that you can tell about the dragon's path has many encounters with black dragons, but it also with white. Most of the time it's like an extreme color they take on. White is more like innocence and has also a meaning of protection. And yeah, it can be that from the one day you encounter your dragon as black, as the other day you encounter them as white. It's completely possible. They are shapeshifters after all, but it's their aura that you finally see and feel. It's their aura, and every living soul has an aura. But with them, oh my goodness, it's so clear what kind of a color. It's just shaping their body completely. And actually, you don't even need to see the dragon for having these experiences. You don't even need to see them. A feeling comes first, and with these feelings you might have a lot of stories to tell with a lot of these feelings, because these feelings, when the dragon comes to you, and this my sister also said, the feelings that I had were indescribable. I cannot explain this to anyone else. Once I was around my dragon, I took the dragon in my arms. I remember her words. I remember that I was holding the dragon's neck, and I was feeling his face, and that feeling was something that she could not describe. And I know that feeling. I know this very well. You cannot describe this with anyone who is outside of the dragon's path. And I don't care anymore. In the beginning, I was doing my best to explain this experience to anyone else. But they were saying, oh, that's good for you or something. No, it's much more intense than just saying plain words. You have to feel this whenever your dragon is there. The reason for that you can feel such an intense emotion, is because the dragon has so much emotions for you as well. And these emotions, once they are finally seeing you, once the dragon reached out for you as well, they have these emotions, and these emotions can be felt by you. You are telepathically connected with each other. Even though you might not feel it in the beginning, you might feel it once the dragon has awakened you. And once the dragon has taken you wherever, you might have your awakening even more. For example, the dragon was taking her to this cave, to this place, to let her be more awakened, to let something remember it. It has to be a triggering everything. I mean, every trigger that opens your mind opens more of your draconic spirit, and it will remember much more. I'm not saying that this is some kind of a reincarnation. This is more like your draconic soul needs to be awakened. It needs to wake up. Now it's time to learn, and time to open up the gates together, and time to be together. That is also what the dragon wants. That is their only goal. They are not here for our entertainment. They are not here for humans. They are here for you. And now it's actually just time to wake up. And that is what they want. These extreme emotions that they have. It's not for nothing. You had something together, and you still have something together, and you're still going to have something together. It will be unbreakable. And this needs to be awakened. And that is why they take you along with this. That is why they have to awaken you. This life cycle cannot break the line. It has to continue. Your draconic path has to continue. That is what they want. That is why they're here. And that is why they take you along to experiences like that. That is why I was also, excuse me, in the beginning, my dragon took me along to the dragon realm. I didn't know what that was, but that is eventually a place where you will be triggered a lot. And I guess that this is where the black dragon was taking her, that this was in fact going to the dragon realm. The dragon can do that. The dragon can take you along to the dragon realm, and as long as you are taking their hand, as you are following them. If you follow them, then nothing will happen. If you do this alone, then you are not welcome, because you are not fully awakened yet. You are not fully 100% an awakened draconic spirit. You still need to be awakened. And that is why she was following the dragon. She was following intensely, knowing that, not knowing actually where she's going to be, but she felt so much connection with this dragon, just like I felt with my dragon, just like you feel with yours. This connection needs to be followed. Don't be afraid. Never mind the doubt. Just go for your instincts. That is what you should feel. And whenever you are with the dragon, you are safe. Don't be afraid of all these spirits that are triggered by your presence. You are going through the dragon realm, and there you are going to have your trigger. There you will be awakened. That is what the dragon also wants, that you will be awakened. And a lot of stories will be followed. A lot of stories that you can tell me. I love to hear your stories, to read your stories. And every story is different, just like every path is different. But it has a lot of involvements with their dragon eye, with all of the dragons that are involved with them. If I can read the stories from this woman, I mean my sister on the dragon's realm, our sister on the dragon's path, then it feels so emotional that it also affected me, because I know what this was. I felt where she was going, and it was more beautiful than you can ever describe. I can even call it heaven, and as well as I can call Leviathan's void as hell, I can call this heaven. But it's a journey, and the dragon can go wherever they want. They are the travelers. They can go from gate to gate, and they want you to show you the dragon realm. I don't know if you had an experience like this before, if you already saw the dragon realms. It would be nice, it would be amazing if you would experience this in some kind of a dream, or even feel this. You don't even have to dream this or have a meditation, just feeling what kind of a realm this must be. The dragon wants to show you this. Every dragon of your dragon eye wants to show you this, wherever they are home. And that is actually the story of traveling all the time. Those are the stories that we have. Our awakenings, the traveling, the dragon realm, the dragon gods, wherever they want us to go. It's all a beautiful story, and it's not a fairy tale. This is reality. This is where it's going to be. This is going to be a roller coaster of emotions. The dragon is always a roller coaster of emotions, simply because the dragon has a large roller coaster of emotions. And we will feel it because we are awakened, because we have our own draconic spirits. That is also a mix, a roller coaster of intense emotions. But like I said, intense emotions emerges magic. And it does a lot. It does many things. Magic, dragon magic, just based simply on the emotions that you have, will perform dragon magic and open up the gates, and also will manipulate everything so that you can, excuse me, follow the dragon, just like our sister did. Follow the dragon. She did, with a lot of emotions that she had. She did not wake up because she wanted it. She wanted to follow this dragon. She trusted him. She wanted to be there. It was familiar, a familiar sight to see this dragon again. From somewhere she knew him. And finally she did not wake up. She had enough strength. She has enough dragon magic. She has enough emotions to follow him. And the dragon was so pleased that she had. It was proving to the dragon that she loves him very, very much. And she has no doubt or fear. She only had love for the dragon. So, actually, a lot of stories that can be told, a lot of stories that I can tell, but you can tell as well. So, my brothers and sisters,